The hottest podcast in the city, the smartest dumb people. I'm here with my nigga, that dude Johnson, you know what I'm saying? We go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Y'all tune in every week or every time. Hit the like button, subscribe, do what you're supposed to do. Like, comment, share, tell your people about it. Y'all know what it is, it's the smartest dumb people!
See, man, when you get that type of money, he literally sing with other people. So, like, this is a story.
This is the best podcast in the city.
Thank you.
I'm not pandering.
You know what I'm saying? And they take vocals and, sprinkle it.
That's how I'm living on Tupac.
You're a real hustler, huh? That's pretty neat. Into it.
But I also met
Team, they know she likes to go outside, play soccer by herself. We have make sure like Snoop Dogg, he's an icon in all facets of life. Biggest icon in the world. But
I feel like they cheat stupid. They gonna get caught. Yeah, they cheat with their dick like we cheat with our mind. I feel like
no more. But before I let you explain that, I want to show a little clip of a little monster.
I'm on Pandora, YouTube. I'm on
Students and everybody. Carl. I'm trying to find.
It is what it is.
Finally, we went to White the Pimp.
There's two cats. No, you can hustle on many ways. There's two cats in high school.
This is the coldest fucking thing that's going on. Wall. These the realest niggas out there.
You already know.
Like for real. Like this.
God, I go off the mentality of the woman, and I know if I know my woman.
What, dummy?
Let's go. All right, here we go. Welcome. This is the smartest dumb people, and I'm the host, Anthony, that dude Johnson. And always, there's gonna be somebody dope at this table with me. Today we got Precious McKesson in the building. I appreciate you, Queen, for coming through. And Stephen Abraham, I appreciate you, brother. I can't wait to have this conversation. They haven't stopped talking since they walked in the building, and I told them we gotta say this content for the show because this show is all about we need more leaders. And I thought about the two people that's leading the forefront in the community for me that does their work when it comes to politics and all of that shit that we don't know about and we need to know about. So I said, let me call Precious. Let me reach out to Stephen. And here we are. So we're about to have this great dialogue about we need more leaders. This was already going to be a show. I just want to explain this to people. This was already going to be a show before that post was made. What was the post about old girl?
Nika.
Yeah. She made a post about, we basically, where's the leaders at?
Well, no. Her post was made I want to clarify because I don't want to speak for her. Her post was basically made was saying, who do you look at as community leaders when you think of community leaders in North Omaha? And the reason why she was making that post because she feels like the rooms that she's in, how can she start to bring other people in, people that may not already are being seen as leaders, but how can she open that network so more people can start to begin to do the work and really understand like they can be a part of this. And so that's why she made the post, basically trying to, just see there other names out there, making sure that, when she's in certain rooms that she can basically open the door for other people to come in, because so many people have gatekeep for so long and they don't bring people into the fold.
I want to say right away about the gatekeeping situation, and I always use the phrase we need more leaders because like it takes a village. And like I said, even though Precious is really at the forefront, you was the grand marshal of the Omaha Day Parade and all that other stuff. So obviously you're doing the work and you're the face of what the community is trying to do. But we need more than just her. We need more than just you. So if we can come together collectively, like I'm not as good at politics as Precious is, but I can go into the community and do the groundwork that she probably can't do because she's in DC doing work with Camilla and other people.
Kamala.
Where the hell is she at? I ain't seen her.
First of all, let me tell you something. Y'all do see the vice president. Y'all just don't understand. Did y'all see Mike Pence? Did y'all see Al Gore? Did y'all see President Biden? Y'all didn't see none of these people. But all of a sudden, because of the black woman, everybody want to see her. She's not the president of the United States. She is the vice president of the United States, and her job is to do foreign policy and to do all the other things that the president does not do. So she does the low hanging fruit. She does the different things, but she is always there. I actually can see all the time when the vice president is traveling. Right now, she's on a reproductive tour, so she's traveling traveling all around the United States talking about women reproductive rights and really expanding that. And then she did the HBCU tour. Look, our vice president is very busy. She ain't just sitting around looking cute. She working, okay?
Right, so since we on presidency, I might as well ask you: do you think that Biden is a great president?
Yes, I do. Why wouldn't I? Worked for the man. Do I feel that we have work to continue to do and to improve? Yes. But there's no perfect president. Every presidency has had its downfalls. Every presidency, because this is my thing. When the Republicans are in office, all things are great, right? That's what they think. That's what they say. Yeah. They don't have no complaints. But we know you got some crazy crap going on. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. So everybody, it shifts. Everybody has their, oh, he's not a good president. Well, majority of people say he's not a good president. Why? Tell me what he has not done to be not a good president. This man has passed so much stuff, so much money has come into our communities. We would not have the renovation of the airport coming if it was not for President Biden. All that money that he's done, the Bidenomics, economics, all this stuff, all the infrastructure bill, the CHIPS Act bill, the student loan debt. Do you know how many people got their student loans forgiven?
Not us.
Not me yet. I'm still waiting, but still billions and billions of dollars. But just because it's not me, I can't say he's not doing the work, because there's now families who can now say, okay, they put in the work to working in these low paying jobs or nonprofits for many years, giving back, and they qualified for that hardship or qualified to have their loans to be
a question I said I was going to ask you when I got you on the panel is I want to know, would you ever vote for a Republican?
Let me tell you something. That's one thing about me. I'm very much so open to, if I agree with somebody and I align with them, I have no problem. Have I voted for a Republican before? Yes, I have. But again, that was the option I had, and it wasn't that there was a Democrat running. There is people that I have actually leaned toward. There's people, I have Republicans in my family. That's the thing people don't understand. I have cousins who voted for Trump, who was very vocal, trust and believe, and I was always showing up in my Biden gear because I want them to know I'm about that life. Like, I have a cousin right now in California who's pissed at me, who ain't even talking to me because we had a disagreement about President Biden, but they're strong Republicans, which is okay. Everybody has that right. But at the end of the day, you have people on the Republican side that feel that me, you, and you should not be here and we should not have no rights to do certain things. And so my job is to make sure that we get people in office that can continue to push back against them. Because at the end of the day, y'all say y'all don't want to vote for Biden right now. People keep saying, I'm not voting for Biden, I'm not voting for Biden. Don't vote right now and let Trump get in there. You won't even have your voting rights. Keep on playing.
But why you gotta be so old?
Let me tell you something.
Like, seriously,
so let me ask you this.
We can find somebody younger. I'm just saying there should be a cap on the age. There should be a cap, and I don't think you should be a president after being 65. Just like with Social Security.
Look at his. He's seasoned. He knows this stuff. He's been doing this policy stuff since the 70s. He knows this job. So find some. Do you want? You got a man who was oh my gosh, Trump is like the worst of the worst, and he was out here just doing God knows what. This man had the nuclear button next to him. Do you want Biden by the nuclear button, or do you want this
I don't think Biden would reach it if we was being attacked. That's the problem. I think he would,
because it sits next to him. It's with him at all times. Don't play with me.
Stephen,
Don't play.
A Democrat or a Republican?
I'm a Democrat, but historically my family's been Republicans. Typically back in the days, African Americans went Republican, and then we switched over because we understood that the Republican Party wasn't doing well by us. So the Democratic Party posed a really good opportunity for African Americans to achieve their goals, their dreams, and so that's why I chose Democratic.
All right, so I don't want to stick on politics.
Please don't.
I don't.
Y'all know I get heated.
Because Precious gonna eat me alive over
Look,
here.
y'all see I got all my stuff.
Listen, shout out to the smartest dumb people. This is what we all about. We are trying to learn. We don't know everything. I don't know everything. The things I stick to what I know, but I want to always enlighten myself with things. So let's get to the next topic. I want to speak on we need more leaders. There's a lot of shit going on in the community right now. We was talking about before the show started, and I was like, why is it so prevalent in the black community or in the hood in general? There's been a lot of murders. I've been waking up to my friends, a lot of women friends, RIP to their children and things like that. And I'm like, why is this so normal? Like, why are we looking at somebody's child that was just murdered in the street and just saying prayers to you, girl, and then moving on about our day and just going to work like nothing happened? Where's the community involvement in finding these murderers? I want to stop the violence I want to start a Stop the Violence. What did I say?
Stop violence. I can't remember. But Anthony, I wanted to touch
you
bases
typed it in
on
there.
that. Yeah, I wanted to touch bases on that because we're talking about emotional numbing. Emotional numbing is when a traumatic experience happens within your life and you don't know how to deal with it. So then we have the three aspects: fight, flight, or freeze. And a lot of times when we're in certain situations and environments where alcohol or different substances are involved, that fight becomes more aggravated, if you want to say. So a lot of the unaddressed trauma start bubbling up because with substances, it's about self-medicating. And I just want to let everybody know I'm a licensed alcohol drug counselor. So I'll be using some terminology that's more geared to address it directly. It starts bubbling up, you don't know how to react, anxiety start raising, and then you just respond. And a lot of the times when people are killed or murdered, it's very sporadic. That means that they're not shooting to really aim, they're just shooting in a vicinity. Recently, I had a family member that was innocently hit by gunfire, and a young lady was also killed. This during the Native Omaha days. This was a sporadic gunfire. This was not aimed at anyone. It's in a vicinity of someone that the person thought.
So my question, and I'll shoot this over the questions. Where's the start? Like, what's the how do we even start a solution to all of the? Like I said, man, North Omaha has always been violent. Okay, since I lived over there was always murders and things like that. I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking bad about North Omaha. I'm talking bad about our community being okay with murders and things like that. Matter of fact, I want to play a clip of I think his name is Bubba something. He was talking about black people murdering each other. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back with y'all. I want y'all to see this, and then we'll.
So black people, when we gonna stop killing one another? Every time I look on the internet, we killing one another. I'm sick of it. A mother, a father, a brother, or a sister is consistently burying somebody, and guess who's doing it? Motherfuckers my color. People my color. I'm sick of it. Kids can't even grow up. They being gunned down. Innocent people. How the hell we gonna come up if we keep getting shot down? Stop it. I'm sick of that goofy ass shit. Killing somebody don't make you real, make you gangster, make you a damn fool. As a black person.
All right, so that's the actual clip, man, and I'm gonna be the first to say, like I said, I'm tired. I'm mentally exhausted with seeing, like you said, numb to it. Like I ain't trying to be numb to it, because like I said, a good friend of mine, her son was just murdered, and I was just thinking to myself, like, wow, we are really about to just get up and go to work. And this woman got to grieve, and it's not just her; it's multiple people throughout the year I've seen murder. And like I said, a good friend of mine just got charged with double murder, and it's so normal to us that we just get up and go about our day as black people. And I'm tired of it. I want to say out loud, I'm tired of seeing my people being murdered. I'm tired of seeing my people going to jail for drugs and violence. We have to find a way in our community, in the black community. Yes, this is a target on us when I speak about the smartest dumb people. I'm tired of seeing my brothers dying every day and young men dying every day. We need more leaders. And like I was going to ask you, Precious, what's the start?
Man, I don't. Be honest with you, I mean, you think I feel like, number one, we have all these different programs in the city that are geared toward our youth and bringing them back and from curbing the violence. I feel like we need more accountability for these programs, because it's like, I'm a firm believer. You can take a child out of an environment for 8 hours, but then you're putting that child back into that environment. It's not working, because number one, you're not touching the home. And I feel that we need to start doing more for the people that's in that home. So if we know that mom and dad, cousin, uncle, whoever's in the home with this child that we're trying to save are having issues when they can't get resources, why are we helping the home so that the home could be stronger and build that foundation, and then it kind of rubs off on the child? It's crazy. Like I say, 8 hours with kids out here having, able to come out of their environment to do any type of school, work, whatever, but then we put them right back into the same environment. So it's like we're not reprogramming them. How we do that.
That's like Mr. Clark on Higher Learning, when he went to her mama house to talk to her and say, hey, your daughter is hurting, this and that, yada yada. I think we need, when I say we need more leaders, we need more groundwork. And what I mean by that is anybody can get in front of the TV, which we know this is our spokesperson right now in North Omaha.
No, I'm not a spokesperson, I promise you.
No, you're not. You're not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying you're the face. You're a good face. You're a beautiful face. And you're doing your job. But you can't always you can't go to 600 homes and do this by yourself. You need 600 foot soldiers to help with this mission. So how do we start that?
I mean, I think, with Chrome Lewis and what they got coming up in Leo, what they've done. I think seeing those men, and I think who's with
Jamal was up here.
Is it Ron Jones with Chrome doing the?
Yes,
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
So to see what they're about to amplify, I mean, I think we got to get behind them and start supporting the men in our community who are really on the front ground. Doing this work.
They're doing it.
We got to support them because number one, they have their ears to the streets, and then you have them who actually the young kids is gonna come to them first because they be like, hey, they got this problem, and I think once you get the relationship established with these young people and be able to give them somebody they can trust and really, we care about you. How many kids who are in this are looking for love or looking for just acceptance or somebody to just be able to call them like they mine, and a lot of our kids do have abandonment issues, because so many people are coming in and out. I mean, not to speak, it's just so much.
I want you to say what you said, if you don't mind.
What about the women?
Yes, I think it's very vital.
It is very vital because I feel that there are so many women who keep a lot of crap going in this city, and I'm not going. I don't know. I'm just saying targeting nobody. But I feel like women have to be very mindful of, and I say this because going back and forth to DC, like DC is like crime is just it's all you hear about. But then you start to hear about the different stories of women who are basically could be talking to, say for instance, you got your baby daddy who's involved in a gang or whatever, and then you talking to somebody else, and then your baby daddy disrespects you or whatever, and you go back and you tell your dude, oh, he said this, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Now he feels it's his duty to protect you, but he shouldn't even be involved in because technically y'all just been having a squabble over something else. So now you got two men who are now beefing over a woman, and then it can become violent because number one, you as a woman, I don't like you right now as my baby daddy, so I'm going to tell my man what you doing to me and how you treating me, and then he getting mad, and then he gonna confront him, and it's just a bad combination. So I think that the pillow talk needs to stop, and women need to understand that you can be the cause of many of these things going on, because instead of just us just saying, you know what, let me just stay, not saying stay in your place because I don't want nobody to think I'm saying stay in your place, but just let me be a woman and not be all messy and doing all this stuff and talking, and then these men are squabbling because number one, they shouldn't even be like that, because men don't sit and talk about each other.
I want exactly what you said when she said what she said before the show started about how men and women are supposed to be like this because of the dynamic.
Yeah, and I just want to say, too, touch back, a lot of the times what you was talking about with Mr. Clark, he was a counselor. So he was going out into the community, engaging with people, like as a peer support worker, if you want to say now, currently, and telling them, like, hey, this is the issue, this is how we can address it. But our people got to have unconditional love for each other. It can't be contractual. So if it's contractual, that means that, I'm in an agreement and I feel that I can break it at any time. Unconditional love means that I'm going to stay committed to you even when times get rough and hard. And that's what I was talking about, the man and woman relationship. Men are nature. Whatever we give to the women, they nurture and they multiply and give it back to the environment or to us. It goes back to what you were saying about some of the women kicking up dust or causing some issues within the community. As men, we are giving bad energy to the women, and then they're multiplying it, and the improper conflict resolution skills is not being used properly. So, how are we going to diffuse situations where both parties are really getting at it?
And I want to correct myself too. Men can be messy because men who are dating multiple women keep up stuff too, because then you got these two women going at it, and you the common denominator, and you got these women when you telling them this, telling them it's just like, just stop. I mean, we got a lot of things going on. What we need to be doing is focusing on getting these kids' reading scores up, getting these graduation rates up, so that when these kids are graduating, they're going to college or they're going to some type of trade school. We need to be investing more in our kids instead of doing all this other stuff.
I think that books is becoming obsolete. I think that People don't want to read anymore. Nobody wants to learn anymore, and these kids think they know everything because of cell phones. And I think the problem is that we don't also have good schools. To me, here, there's not a lot of good schools, and these kids is too worried about their fashion. They're too worried about who they're friends with. What we need to do is get these kids off these cell phones. I sound old as fuck. We need to get these kids off these cell phones, and we need to get these kids back into these books.
I'll say this, and I'm a firm believer, it starts at home. And I tell people all the time, what you put into your kid and what you put into the school is what you get back. So you got to be able to, parents need to start to be doing a better job at parenting, because let me tell you something, that campus portal, my baby been out of school 2 years. I just deleted campus portal off my phone. Let me tell you, that's something I believed in. And also setting the standards for your kids. When my daughter would start school, I would send an email to all her teachers, including the assistant principal and her counselor, and let them know what my expectation is with my child. Now, if you didn't take the initiative as a teacher to respond back to me after I'm telling you, like, hey, I'm here to support you, but these are my expectations for my child. I want to make sure that she's successful in your class, and you don't turn around and you don't send nothing back to me, that means that you're not invested in my child's success. So now I got to go around and make sure I got to not only hold accountability for her, but I got to hold you accountable also, because there's no reason why, because I don't know how many parents do it.
You should add that to the curriculum. You got enough power and enough pull to add that part of the curriculum. When schools start, we need an email from all parents.
You do. Put them all in one email. Expectations of my child. Put their name and their student number on that subject line. And hello.
That's the thing, or you said
that's what you do. That's what I put in the subject line. My expectations. Taylor McKesson and her student number. Introduce who I am. Person McKesson. I'm a mother of Taylor McKesson. I want to wish you all a good new year. I want to let you know these are my expectations of my daughter. I support you 100%. If you ever have any issues, please reach out to me. Here's my contact information, and I look forward to seeing you at parent-teacher conferences.
But look at this, though. That you're showing proper communication. That's proper communication, whether it be electronic. So I wanted to touch bases on the electronic thing, because I do feel that the tablets, the phones, that they do present a problem because of the ease of access to things that we prevented our children to see. But also, it's a form of communication. If it's done properly, it can help you grow. We know that there's people out there that do coding, and they make a lot of money. They do a lot of video game streaming. Well, hey, instead of putting a gun in one of our young men or young women's hands, let's put a controller or something that they can use to be powerful.
Yeah, and you got Tiffany Gamble, who does Gamble Tech, and you got Adana Bryant, who does Lit.
What's Gamble Tech? Is that venue?
No. She has a tech company. It's called Gamble. Yeah, it's called Gamble. Tiffany Gamble. She does technology.
Sister.
Yeah, sister. You got Adana Bryant.
She's gonna be on here eventually.
You gotta get Adana Bryant. She does Lit. Ladies in Technology. You got Larisha Sweeney, who does
she got all these connections.
Look here, Larisha does drones and stuff. Like, you got women out here who are Shauna Dorsey, who's over the Tech Collaborative. Like, you got black women who are in tech that you can take and put into these schools and put these kids in these programs and really expand their minds. Because let me tell you, if they can do these games, Roblox and whatever, is it called Robux? Roblox, whatever it's called. All these video games. Just imagine our kids going into these classes and taking these classes and learning technology and being able to go to Metro and get a trade in some type of technology class, and then being able to make money. Also, you have kids who should be going to Metro doing electrician. There's kids who can get into electrician, get a degree, an associate's degree, come out, become union members, and we got to plug the unions, making $25, $50, some dollars an hour, making more money by being electricians. Like, we got to push these kids to understand that there is money to be made, and being able to go and become in construction, union members, electricians, boiler makers, where they doing welding on top of it. Like, man, there's just so many jobs. I would love to see more of our young black men helping build the new Mutual Omaha building. These people are making this money, but we got to be, how do we help push that in the schools?
I think it's perfect. We talking about school, and it's only right we talk about the 16-year-old young black lady. She is a third grade teacher.
I saw her.
Let's watch the clip. We're going to have this conversation when we come back.
I started college when I was 13 years old, and since then, at 14, I graduated with 2 associate's degrees on the same day, and I could tell you that day was insane.
The same day?
The same day. And that's when, at 15, I graduated again, making history at Langston University.
Langston University.
Langston University.
I know a little something about that.
Langston University. I graduated with my bachelor's, and now I'm 16, a third grade teacher, the youngest teacher in the United States. And working on my master's of business and administration and marketing. So I will finish my MBA in the spring, and I'll make history again at 16 years old.
I'm a 16-year-old teacher. Anytime I tell people I'm 16, they always respond, "No, you're not." I'm a 16-year-old teacher. Of course my students are walking around in the hallways talking about my teacher, the youngest teacher in America. Duh. I'm a 16-year-old teacher. Anytime I tell someone that I'm a 16-year-old teacher, they always ask, how does parent-teacher conferences go? I'm a 16-year-old teacher. 16-year-olds can drive. I drive to work. I don't get dropped off. I'm a 16-year-old teacher. Of course people are going to doubt my abilities to actually do my job. I'm a 16-year-old teacher. By the time I was 15, I obtained my 3rd degree. I'm qualified. I'm a 16-year-old teacher. Of course, whenever me and my students get done with our work collectively, we gonna kick in and have fun in my classroom.
All right, so that's the clip, man. Young 16-year-old lady. Don't get me wrong, she's super dope. Me and Precious was talking before while the clip was playing, and my personal opinion is, as smart as she is and as bright as she is, I still don't think she's mature enough to handle adults. That's like, you can't mix smart with maturity. It's still a different thing, and I feel like a teacher should have to at least be 20 years old. You have to buy alcohol to be a teacher.
What?
Oh man.
No,
Right.
wait. Let me tell you
first.
my opinion on this one. Number one, she's teaching her peers.
Mm-hmm. Her peers?
Her peers, because these are her peers. These are considered her peers, regardless of her age. But the fact that she can be a positive influence on her peers, and they see how successful she is, it makes you be like, man, I can do this too. She's giving them motivations to be. The fact that she graduated from an HBCU, she's now planting the seeds in our kids' heads, setting the bar. Now they'll be like, hey, yes, they got to come with respect, but if you listen to how she talks very mature for her age. Yeah. She's very much so. So it's not based on, she's smart. We don't say that about these white kids that be in these different programs, and they at Harvard or whatever, graduating at 12, Mensa. What's it called? Is it called Mensa or something? When they just a little genius. We don't say that about them. Mm-hmm. So why can't we support her in this? And as she's planting the seeds in her peers, and saying you can do this.
I don't mind her. Let me read.
I can't believe you said. Let me read. But there's you got 45-year-olds still acting like 12-year-olds out here.
She'll be a great student teacher. I think that she should be answering to an adult in the room.
No, she got student loans most likely. Well, she may not got that. This young lady is smart. She has done everything possible to be successful. She is smart.
Shout out to my co-host Nicole. She said so. Maturity is based on age. I think so. I think, don't get me wrong, young ladies develop way faster than men. We all know this. This is a fact. Yeah. I'm not questioning that. My daughter is very mature for 14 years old, but I wouldn't expect my daughter to have to look adults in the eye at 16 and tell them about their children, because she ain't never experienced no children or anything like that.
Look, my cousin in Earl, Arkansas, his name is Mayor Jalen Smith. He's the youngest mayor that's ever been elected in the United States.
How old is he? Tell him how old he is.
He just turned 20. He just turned 20. In his maturity level now, recently, he's on my father's side, so getting to know my father's side and everything. He's very mature. He's making very progressive moves in Earl, Arkansas. And so I look at the age of the young lady that's right there doing the teaching, and she's being committed to her job and her role. If she took the right steps to become a teacher, then so be it. Let her do it. Now, I also wanted to make a point, going, a little bit deeper, is that back in the days, young men and young ladies were allowed to do adult things in regards to working, taking care of household, taking care of people when at young ages.
I mean, they was having kids. I mean, I go back to my great, I had the great honor of being raised with my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my great great grandmother. I had all three.
All three generations.
All three generations, and then you got me and my mom. That's 5 generations. Just imagine if you got 5 generations. Imagine how old my great-great-grandma was taking care of a whole household.
I just realized her as a parent, I see drill sergeant.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, you know my dad was a drill sergeant.
Yeah,
retired
I see
military.
drill sergeant in her. I mean,
but that's the focus, though.
I think that she's just.
I don't think she's too young. I think she's maybe there's certain things like I would love to know how does she handle parent conflict?
Yeah,
I would
what I'm
love to know because number one, but most likely this young lady has a foundation. So most likely and most likely her mama said, I don't care. They are still an elder. No matter what you're doing, you still show respect. And I bet you that young lady still shows respect. And most likely she has a great principal that supports her because I know there's going to be one parent. And I'm just going and please don't take this person like Shaquita. You ain't gonna be telling my kid what to do because you are my kid. You can be my kid. I know you got one, but I bet you she's like very much so respectful. I think her mom her parents laid a great foundation, and I bet you she can handle it. And I bet you she goes to the teacher, and you never know. The principal might be there supporting because you do need to have an adult. Because again, you do have a young lady. I'm not gonna call her a child. You still have a young lady talking and doing adult things, and these kids' future is in her hands. But I bet you the school board approved her. No one have a problem with it.
All right, I think we touched bases on this enough. Y'all ready for the next topic?
Yeah, I just want to know why. Malik, I'm gonna reach out to you because I want to know why that's canceled.
What do you say? Let's talk about what he said.
So Malik is saying that the African American Achievement Council has been canceled in OPS. No.
Not Ricky Smith's program. Is it?
Yeah.
Well, he's gotta say something about it.
I gotta figure out what's going on.
Ricky's been on the show. He'll probably be up here to
Well, I need to know. I mean, because number one, that's something that that's something that's very strong. I mean,
like
when you have those kids walk across the stage with that sash on, they get an actual sash that way walk. And not only they do, the Native American kids, they get one. That is something that they are honored to have. When they get to walk across the stage with these things. And I remember getting my parents' certificate. When my daughter graduated, it's it's an honor to be a part of that and to represent your heritage. And so we gotta be watching. But also I tell people this, y'all as many times, and I gotta give a shout out to Dr. Wes Bellamy out of Charlottesville, Virginia. Great guy. Go look him up. Go follow him on Instagram. He be giving the business, and he made a comment, and it was so prolific. I was like, yes. He says many people is out there sharing that Cat Williams thing, talking about it, but won't even give 30 minutes to go to parent teacher conference or to a school board meeting or city council meeting. But y'all had a lot to say about Cat Williams.
That's about reprioritizing things that's in our. So I was talking about substance use earlier. But we're going to take one step further. We talked about social media, how you can be addicted to certain things. You can reprioritize your responsibilities and your accountabilities and make you don't want to see that those things are important. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of parents nowadays, working in the community over 16 years as a community health worker, going to people's homes and talking with them, talking with the mother, talking with the father. It's really difficult because they're their hope has been shattered because either of some underlying conditions for trauma, or just continual substance use, or just simply they feel like, man, I can never get out this rut, and it's a bad situation right now.
Man, are you always this calm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
And I want to make a correction. It's not the awards is still going on. The African American Achievement Council, that's still in existence. What's not in existence is the monthly meeting addressing the issues that was taking place with African American students in OPS is no longer taking place.
That's a board issue, isn't it? Because the board would have to say, hey, listen, we don't want this process to be happening, And I mean, that's why I said Ricky and the board members, Brianna, I believe, yes, they would have to address that.
Shavana.
All right, so I think we've been talking about community issues. It's a dope video out there right now where a young lady gets in an argument with a man and they don't even know why. Long story short, towards the end of the video, they decide to hug it out and have a conversation. And this is what I want to see more from our community. Now, I want to give you both sides of the story, or both sides of the coin. The beginning of the video, they're cussing each other out, they're getting aggressive, and then eventually they're like, why the fuck are we arguing? I think a lot of our people, that's what we struggle with the most, is the aggression. So let's watch the clip. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I was because I promise you, this happened today with me and a young man on Nika's post. He said all black politicians were sellouts, and I'm like, actually, no, we're not. You know, da da da. And so he went to this whole spiel, and then he was like, then I didn't respond fast enough. He's like, oh, you emotional, da da da. But then he started talking, so I had to kind of check him because he's like the Native Americans and da da da. And I'm like, well, you know, you're speaking to a proud member of the Choctaw Nation, one of the third largest, you know, Native American tribe in the United States. And then he said, and he used the wrong word. He said freeman. I said it's not freeman, it's freedmen. You know. And so then he comes back and he was like, well, now you talk. I said, see, now we family, because he started talking about his family history. So it's like, you know, it's the things like when you are having these conversations and the conflict, and it's like, you know, and this goes from both sides. You know, don't jump so fast to take it so personal. And he thought I was just trying to say, like, you're not, you know, don't be so emotional.
When Cluck said what he said, or made a post, like when he said what he said, I want to say this, like, that's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, you wrong, because like it don't matter if you helping the community in North Omaha, West Omaha, South Omaha. I'm talking about people that's trying to help the community. I don't give a fuck if Steven is helping somebody way in Texas. It's just the thought of it takes a village, and we got to get out of this small area in North Omaha and think that's all life. No, and
it doesn't matter where you live at. It doesn't matter, because a lot of people have, like, when I go, I mean, I live in North Omaha, it's my community, but people live all over the United States and do things for where their hometown. But you fail to realize there's millionaires that don't even live in this state who don't, and from North Omaha, who don't give a dime to our city. And so for someone to attack someone who actually gets out here and is helping people be able to redo their credit, buy a home, and all these different things, it was really hurtful to see, because it don't matter where you at in this world. You should be able, as long as if you're giving back to your community to help build your community up, that's all that matters.
And why should financial status even be a thing when it comes to community help? I don't give a damn if somebody live in West Omaha and they coming back and saying to people in North Omaha, hey, these properties are for sale, this is how you do it. That's still somebody trying to help the community and give them the best game we got possible. You know what? Damn it. I want to pull this video up real quick so we can talk about it, because this is tailored to what I was saying about we need more leaders and helping the community. This brother was deciding to show kids how to do brake pads and things like that, man. I thought it was a dope video, and it needs to be televised, because...
Who was it, Kitty?
No,
it's like Newman,
no. Can he be doing that?
No,
Yeah.
it's a random video. Let's watch the clip. I'm gonna show you the clip, Precious, and we'll have that conversation, because it takes a village, man. We'll be right back.
If you take this freaking pad out right here, you see it?
Yes, sir.
See the pad?
Yes, sir.
Now, like I'm telling you, these don't need change, you understand?
Yes, sir.
These are fine. See how thick that is right there? Yes, if it needed to be changed, it would be way lower, like it would be way close down. So you got a lot of thickness right there. That's how much thickness you got right there, you understand?
Yes,
you got plenty of time, but that's how you replace them. You replace it the same way you take it out, you understand?
Yes, sir.
You put it right back in the same exact way, you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's how you gonna do that. You're gonna put that bad boy in just like that. Boom, your brakes have been replaced, you understand?
Respect.
All right, the thing that gave me chills the most is the young kids are saying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, that's what our community needs more of right there. First off, there's a lot of shit we don't know. I'm being honest with you. I'm one of the first to admit it. We can't be what we can't see. Now, sitting here with Precious, she's in the game, she's in the politics, she does this, she's a Democrat and all of these things. If I wanted to know, hey, how do I go about doing this? I can ask you those questions. We can't be what we can't see. Now, if you teach us that or you give us the game, that's different. But I'm just trying to explain to you, the first start is, first off, that young man was teaching these kids how to do it, and he was also teaching the kids respect. I'm sure they had a conversation before. When I say something, yes, sir, yes, sir, no, sir, whatever the case may be, but it's still teaching the community respect, and it's teaching the community how to actually do something like a trade, be a mechanic or something like that. That's, to me, that's where it's starting. And like I said, when Cluck made that post, I was like, no, this is the problem. This, because like, I don't give a damn if she's way out on 100. Like, there's a young lady that's coming on the show next week. I thought you was talking about her. She has a venue for rent, a space for rent, and it has a bunch of video games and pool.
The Holloway Experience.
Yes, she's coming on next Tuesday.
Okay.
But I'm saying to her, like, a lot of a lot of my people don't even know you exist. You know why? Because they won't go past 70 second of names. But once we show them this, hey, this is not just an area for white folk. Now, let's be honest. This is a black-owned business that need black dollars as well. Let's go fuck the one to Chuck E. Cheese, because I had a while ago when the Smartest Dumb People first got in our first studio, we wanted to create something like that environment. We wanted to rent out rooms. We wanted to give people a certain space for birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, baby showers, whatever. And it fell through, but I'm going to support this black woman and her husband the best way I can by having them on the panel, having that conversation, and then opening up the eyes, like I said, the ones that won't go past 72nd, or the ones that feel like there is not a life outside of 90th and Irvington, when there really is. There's actually really nice black-owned businesses that we should find a way to go support. You drive to Lincoln to go watch a Nebraska game, you can drive out to 183rd to have a birthday party for your kids.
I mean, it's right by Oak. It's out there. You go to Dick's to go get shoes. You go to Apple stores right there. It's right down the street from there, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's why I want them on here, because I never heard of her until somebody posted it, and I don't even know who posted it, but I'm like, yo, how long has this been around? I think for a couple of years, and I'm like, why the fuck I didn't know? I would have been through a birthday party there.
A lot of our people think going west of 72nd is going out of town.
I agree.
Our people has isolated themselves in a sense where when it comes to development. That's why we see the lack of financial growth in a lot of our communities, not just here in Omaha, but across the United States, because we have not implemented the proper, I got to keep on saying this, conflict resolution skills. A lot of people don't want to work with this person because a person said this person said this, instead of going to the right person and asking them. And instead they just hold these grudges, and these grudges is subliminal disses and all these
weird talk.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, you don't know me, you know of me. Because if you've never had a conversation with me and you're basing your judgment based off what somebody else has said to you, then me and you really don't have you don't know me. You know of me. How do you have the conversation like he's saying? Sometimes we got to let go of our ego and be the bigger person and say, you know what, let's have this conversation. I use myself as an example all the time, because there's been times where I've had conflict with somebody. Last week I just had one. I had time, just chick was doing. Let me go in.
But that's the thing. My girl asked me. She was like, we was having a conversation before I came up here today, and I was just telling her, like, I'm at the point in my life to where, like, I was told I was fake when I was being genuine. I was told I'm this when I was trying to do the right thing. It's to the point where it's like, fuck you. And what I mean by fuck you is I'm going to be as honest and open as possible, because you're still going to be who the fuck you want to be, regardless of what I'm trying to convey to you. Like, I knew that post with Cluck, I knew that could have went left, okay? And I mean from a standpoint of, like, him feeling some type of way, like I'm coming at him aggressive. No, brother, I'm talking to you like I've known you for 20 years. And this is my opinion on what you said. Like I said, I'm at the point in my life to where I've been judged, just for having this podcast alone. I've been judged by so many people. You know how many people think I got money because I got this podcast? And I am poor. You understand what I'm saying? But I ain't poor. I'm poor, though. But this is my point. My point is that I'm going to be judged regardless, so I might as well just go ahead and be myself and be authentic as I possibly
just always be your authentic self. But also, I mean, like, say, we have to get into the habit of having the conversations with people who we do not agree with.
Yes.
And you have to have a respectful conversation.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. When you were talking, gosh,
can I play the clip?
Which one?
About the lady and the man that was arguing with each other.
Yeah, because what did we just play just now? What was the one? Oh, the guy. So the mechanic. That's crazy how we start talking. So the mechanic one, with Kenny Newman, he does all that different stuff. But one thing about it, when I go talk to kids, I've learned, especially when I'm talking to kids that look like me, because sometimes they can be a little disrespectful. I kind of come down to their level real quick. I be like, look here. I tell who I am, what I do. I said, but look, respect is given to those who give it. I said, now, you want to get petty with me? I'll get real petty with you. Don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. Are we good? We good. Okay, let's roll with this.
Those are the best counselors, though.
Yeah, and it's something they be like, oh, Jesus, she real petty.
Let's watch the clip. I want to speak on what can we do to stop being so aggressive towards each other and having a conversation. Because, like, everybody have bad days. I don't want to be that person that because I'm having a bad day, I'm trying to make somebody else have a bad day. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back with you.
Motherfucking man! He's a motherfucking man! I'm a man. Well, I need it. I'm gonna take your motherfucking ass this, I'm a ferocious motherfucking pastor. I don't give a fuck about you. Bitch. I don't give a fuck about you. I'll stalk your bitch ass and take you out. But do it then, bitch. I'd like to see you do it. You ain't worth that, though. I don't need you. You ain't got the kind of caliber for that. I'd like to see you do it. I would. I like to see you. You know what? Because you ain't worth it. You ain't worth it. You ain't worth it. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to talk to nobody, baby. I'm right here. Like I said, if you was really bad, you put your motherfucking hands on me. I don't put my hands on you. You're not worth it. You telling me to slap you much? You telling me you were hollering at me, though. You were hollering at me. That's what made it disrespectful. First of all, I'm a grown woman. I apologize. If I want to raise my, I accept your apology. I'm apologizing. Because I don't call women that freely. God is my witness. I don't call people that. And I'm hollering and I actually not to my. See, but I'm excited about raising my voice, but don't do me like that.
How to be brave? How can I love when I'm...
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that the beauty in that video touched me because, like, I feel like a lot of people suffer that. Everybody wants to be the aggressor instead of the understander. Me personally, like I said, I'm at a point in my life where I'm gonna tell you how I feel respectfully and try not to disrespect you. But if you feel some type of way, that's on you. You know, and you can tell it happens all the time with strangers. These two strangers was arguing, don't even know what the fuck they was arguing about. You talk about resolution, how do we get there?
You know, so I'm gonna have to take the traditional route. So I'm gonna talk about a few of the 12 steps. You familiar with the 12-step program? So the 12-step program was developed to address issues that of individuals affected by substance use. But these 12 steps can be used daily when we try to address issues with other people. So when you were saying that, I instantly thought about one of the steps. Made a list of all persons who have harmed and become willing to make amends with them.
Man.
So you have to do that?
That's one of the steps. Because you make that list and you're seeing it physically, and then you put it in your mind mentally, because we know our thoughts fuel our actions and our behaviors.
So we got to talk to that person specifically?
Yeah.
Talk to that person
I got a couple fucked up family members that I refuse to fuck with, but it's valid. Though.
But okay, so when he says that, like, I look at myself as an example. I'm always going to use me as an example because I'm an open book. I don't care, you know. Shit, I work politics, so look, I'll be ready to go off on some folks. So I've learned to be, in the last, I say, maybe since October, September-ish, I've really been trying to be more intentional of how I show up with things, you know. Trying to be less defensive with people, being more approachable. And so in the last 30 days, it's been where I've actually been talking to people that I've had conflict with, and trying to resolving that, and apologizing, and not apologizing in a way that I'm to make them apologize to me. It's me clearing, hey, I just want to apologize to you for anything I may have caused you harm with. Because as a person, you have to be able to understand, number one, the harm you caused, regardless of how it did it, how they took it. You caused some type of harm. But I'm not there to get them to say sorry to me. I'm there to clear. I'm there for me, not for them. You can still keep the attitude, but I'm there for me.
Steven,
so
you good point, Precious.
So you got to do the list.
That's step one?
No, but so that's...
What step is that in the 12 parts?
Actually, that's step 8.
Oh.
So we moved up, and I wanted to go to 9. It says make the recommends to such people whenever possible, except when it causes injury or harm to the person. So a person that you make amends with necessarily may not accept your apology, but like Precious said, to clear the air. Clear the air for your personal spiritual wellness and well-being. Because a lot of that stuff harbors in our mind. And then we're like, man, this person said this, I ain't going to say nothing to that person. If we take the initiative to just address it the appropriate way.
I hate to turn you into my counselor.
Hold on, but can I just make this clear? There's a few people who ain't ever going to get that apology.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay?
All right.
I'm sorry. Right. There's a few people who ain't going to get that apology.
I hate to turn you into my counselor, but I got to ask you this. So everybody know, not really, but a little bit of my situation, because if you follow the Smartest Dumb People, I do address issues with my parents and things like that. Me and my mom, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. No, I
But
said like that.
you know, I say so. The first step is we admitted to where we was powerless over whatever the issue was and how it affected our lives and how it became unmanageable.
Can you stay right there until we got 10 more minutes?
And a lot of the times when it became unmanageable, remember I talked about that anxiety, and your defensive shield is up high above your eyes, above your ears, so you can't see or hear. You know, this is an analogy. Because, of course, we can look and see lights and cameras and everything, but your defensive shield, your personal mechanism that controls your basic instincts is really high. So a lot of people say they zoned out or blacked out. That's what happens when when stress becomes unmanageable.
Okay.
And so that zoning out just causes all type of issues, shootings, yelling, cussing out each other, not wanting to say I'm sorry or make amends with anybody.
Man, you need to come counsel my family because we got some issues. And I ain't being funny. I'm talking about when I say my family got some issues, we probably need 6 counselors in the room.
I think a lot of us have those family dynamics, but we got to figure out how to come to a happy medium and be able to. Number one, there's a lot of times. I mean, again, I talk about myself because that's the only person I can talk about. But I mean, I think a lot of us have issues with our mothers. You know, and growing up, some of us did not have the. We had great mothers who were providers and made sure we had a home and a roof over our head. But then they missed out on the one part of the emotional part of showing us love and giving us hugs and really showing us like, hey, this is how you they were so busy trying to keep the house in order that they forgot the piece of you gotta sprinkle a little love into us now. I
think that's part of especially in black homes we tend to be aggressive because I'm that way. Let me be honest with you. I had an interaction with my lady son, and my response was, I slapped the shit out of you. But it was natural. It was the natural way that I parent. But when I said back to myself, I'm like, I really said to this kid, I slapped the shit out. But I was saying you can't whoop me.
Yeah.
And a lot of black parents, they be like, don't play with me. You can't whoop me. So it wasn't that I was going to put my hands on him. It was just letting him know that don't play with me like that. But I feel bad when I sit and thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up to say to a child, especially when they don't even know how to handle their emotions like we do as an adult.
But check this out. That's part of the biopsychosocial spiritual aspect of human interaction. The biological is a lot of the times, that's built up in our DNA, that's been passed down like a traditional value. The social is how we grew up in our environment. And a lot of the times our parents, like my mom and dad, my dad was a farmer and he was in the military. So he was very aggressive, he was very prompt, and he wanted things done correctly. And the social part is the talking, like what you said, saying these certain things that we look back and say, son, daughter, I didn't mean to say that, but you got on my nerves and so forth.
Frank said, did I apologize? Yeah, me and my stepson tight. Don't worry, me and him tight.
But we got to learn how to also break our generational curses that have followed us, generational, trauma. And it actually starts by accepting that, going to counseling, and then sometimes you have to go to counseling on your own and fix yourself first, and then bring in the other pieces to it. Because if you don't fix yourself first, you can't bring other people in. You gotta do it step by step. You just can't do it on your own.
Not a slap the shit out of you need counseling, but if you were traumatized, I'm talking about like real trauma, not this surface shit. I'm talking about counseling. Like a lot of our people, we were whooped with belts and switches and cussed out.
Oh my gosh!
And so that's when she say counseling. That's what she means. She don't mean these soft ass kids.
No. I mean like some serious. Like we have. Like I tell people, like, why do you whoop your kid? Why would you inflict harm and pain on your child? Like, I think
never had to slap your baby on her butt once.
Taylor. I mean, now let me tell you. I have. And I had to give my little 3-year-old godson the other day because he thought he was gonna throw the iPad at me, and I said, I don't know why you pull this when your little pants is down when you pottying, but I'm gonna tap you one good time. And he told me, he literally looked in my face, and I felt so bad. He said, I don't love you no more. And I said, oh, I don't care if you don't love me. And I walked away, and I went in there, and he got back on the couch. He told me he didn't want to eat. I was like, okay, fine then. You'll need me before I need you. But then he told me he was eating. He said, TT, I'm not mad at you no more. But that hurt my heart because his feelings was hurt.
How do you get authority? All right, so this is my opinion on the situation. If your child does something wrong, and a slap on the ass is not the end of the world. You need to create some sense of authority. You got to shake them up every now and then. I ain't saying no, not shake their brain, not baby shaking syndrome. You gotta stop, sit down.
It's redirection. You know what we're saying. You know is that you redirect that child's behavior. And I was sitting here thinking because I do have some children. I have 8 children.
Jeez.
And 3 of them are adults, and 5 of them are young.
Under the age of what?
Under the age of 11. So that's the 5 little ones. But there's a lot of redirecting that you have to do in order to keep them in line. And you have to use your authoritative voice and then your authoritative presence. And that's one of the things that nonverbal communication, letting them know that you're serious about what you're saying is important. And sometimes you do have to redirect them with a little tap and say, hey, did you hear what I said? Oh, and then they get back. It snaps them out of the thinking that they're going through when they're messing with something.
But we have to, after you do that, I feel that you should then intern it with some type of a reinforcement of love. Of hey, why I did this was because you weren't listening to me, and I need you to listen because I was trying to tell you something that could have boom, 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 boom.
I'm about to say this before we about to get up out of here, but
we ain't gonna talk about Nikki?
No, I'm gonna say fuck these kids. No, I'm joking. I want to play a clip. This is a special moment here. I want everybody to stay in the chat, please. But I gotta say this before I get up out of here. Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends and Caucasians. Listen, I want y'all stay here. I want to play a clip. We've been talking about helping the community and ways of helping the community. I want to play that cartoon that I played to leave.
Okay.
Give me your handles before we get up out of here.
You can follow me on Twitter. That's my only public platform. That's the CD2 elector. If y'all know what that means, y'all know what that means. So that's the and then CD2
that was
elector. Yeah, that was in 2020.
Okay.
When I did that. So that's my only public platform. If you request me on Facebook, cool. I'll look at it. I'll try to figure you out.
Y'all stay here. I want y'all to watch this clip when we get up out of here. Steven, give me your handles.
Yeah, you can follow me on Facebook. That's my own, I'm old, so that's my only social media avenue. But you can follow me at Stephen Abraham, my Facebook page. And don't forget, be humble, stay wise, and be positive.
All right, y'all, watch this clip on our way out. It's very important to the community. I never, ever close the show without my intro. But I feel like it's only right. We've been talking about the community, and this is what we need to change. Y'all have a good night.
Man, fuck 12 on the dead homies, cuz. Free my nigga Biscuit, cuz. Biscuit in jail? Wow, free my nigga. Bro, what did he do? Cuz lost in the game of 21 at the park, so cuz shot the park up. Yeah. Then he caught a bitch snitching to the feds on the phone, so he kidnapped her baby, cuz. He kidnapped a baby? Then the pigs pulled up, cuz let off on 3 cops. Pew, 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 pew. He kidnapped a baby? Cuz stole a car and got on, cuz. A baby. They chased cuz, spin cuz car out, pull him out the car and start beating his ass for no reason. What? For no reason? Cuz do not deserve to be in jail, cuz. Free my nigga, cuz. Fuck the police. Yo, man. Shut your dumb ass up. He deserves to be under the jail in a fucking box. Stop saying free the homie for niggas.